know what time it is? Do y'all really know what time it is? It's time to grab your popcorn, grab your best beverage. It's time to relax your ears. Wrestling season has returned, baby.
Ooh, yeah.
That's right. And it's time for your main event. Coming down the aisle, we have the one, Bobby Wrestles. And he is accompanied by the beautiful Mia Moore. This is the main event. Welcome to the All About Wrestling podcast.
Do you guys hear me in the chat? All right, so hashtag WWE Women Deserve Better. The Bella twins, the Bellas are barking, and Mike Tyson allegedly could be going down, folks. He could be going down. Bone-breaking action. How are you? Yeah, a lot is going on. If you weren't around, let's play Nikki Bella's remarks.
I remember when I first started watching Raw, and I, as you all know, because some of you like to give me shit for it, that I wasn't a fan the day I was born. But I remember when I started watching Raw before I got into wrestling, and I was obsessed with the matches with Beth Phoenix and Candice Michelle and Melina and Nikki James. And that, to me, for me and my era of wrestling when I became a fan, that was Raw to me. And people have all their own memories, right? And that's why it's so important to have women represent, because for so many of the fans, they have their different eras of Chyna, of Lita and Trish, of Melina, Mickey, Michelle, Beth, Candice, the list goes on, of those incredible women, that era, then our era of AJ, Paige, Brie and I, and then so on. So I love that you guys are doing that hashtag, and I think you're going to start to see a lot of narratives play because people have to protect themselves, and you're going to get a lot of women blamed, and you're going to have people call them crybabies and all that, and it's like, no, we put in just as much as the effort and work, and all those women do, all of them, from every era, every person, and by the way, not just women, men too, because I think there's some male superstars that can feel a way, but like anyone who ever walks down that ramp and gets in that ring, one, they're putting their body on the line, but they have a love and passion for the business. And everyone in any job, whether it's wrestling, whether it's showing up at a desk job from 8 to 5.
All right, so those were the remarks from Nikki Bella. And of course, you know, she's got her frustration. She's got her right to. I mean, we didn't see many women legends at Raw 30. We were there. We're hoping to see Trish Stratus, Lita. But in defense, can WWE be strategically doing this because the Royal Rumble is days away, right? That's something to think about. But regardless, there's many women legends, and perhaps they underrepresented the women's revolution. So the question is, did WWE neglect the women's revolution? I have a poll. Check that out. Make sure you answer that. I'd like to know what you guys think. Whether you chime in there in the chat, I'm going to open the phone line shortly, or I could ramble. On and on about this. Nikki Bella is no stranger. The Bella twins are no strangers to WWE. You know, we've seen them ascend from, you know, just almost practically jobbers to being legends. All right. So yeah, it's something to keep an eye on. Matthew Holland. Hello, Bobby G. How are you? I saw you in the chat earlier today. Bone breaking action. Hello. So yeah, that's something to look at. Also, Nikki Bella, she is busy. They do have multiple projects in the works, and one is being produced by WWE. Nikki Bella says yes. It premieres tonight. There's a 4-part series on Nikki Bella and her whole wedding, marriage situation with her fiance. It comes on E tonight at 9 p.m. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you check it out. They did have multiple things going on. They were in Philly, but they backed out because they were unhappy, allegedly, with the direction of the WWE and Raw 30, and I guess whatever WWE had demanded of them to do. Also, folks, what about that cage match? That's a representation of underutilizing the women's revolution. Now, remarks and speculation have said that they shortened the match because the Bloodline segment ran over, right? That's what they're saying. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. There were some other segments they could have cut shortly. Bone Breaking Action, he says, in my opinion, not very popular, but I don't care about women's wrestling. TNA, KO, we're good at there's a handful, but overall don't care. Okay. Matthew Holland, I'm great. I hope when I was in the call weeks ago, the girl was not mad at me. You talking about Mia Moore? Mia Moore's not here tonight, so I can't speak for her. Tokyo Joshi, them women when not being silly are tough. So folks, yeah, it's a lot going on with this whole situation. I mean, there's legends that we didn't see. 67% of you said, yeah, the WWE universe did neglect the women's revolution, without a doubt. Will they make up for it at the Rumble? I mean, it's kind of too late. If that's not in the works already, it's kind of too late for them to even fix that. It's too late. So yeah, that's what's going on with the Bellas. The Bellas are barking as they should be kicking up dust. You know, they were, I guess, one of the few acts, I guess, towards the end of what we saw as the women's revolution. Now let's talk about this Tyson situation. Man, oh man. Say it ain't so, Mike. Say it ain't so. Folks, we talk about wrestling, but we also talk about Impact Sports. And this is a big one. Mike Tyson, $5 million lawsuit. $5 million. From someone, an anonymous complaint. An anonymous complainant who popped up. And she claims that in the 90s, she was allegedly raped by Mike Tyson. Now, if there's any viewers in New York, please feel free to chime in. Feel free to jump in, because I have questions regarding this act. There's a New York's Adult Survivor Act that's in place right now. Supposedly, they're urging people that they have 1 year to report and file lawsuits from incidents that have taken place years ago. So there's a 1 year window in New York for this New York's Adult Survivor Act. And so apparently people were coming out of the woodwork. Like who put this in action? Like, I mean, how do you guys feel about it? I mean, I have nothing negative against, the victims. I mean, good for them that they have an opportunity to, but it's urging people to come out the woodwork to report these sexual assaults. And here's a question. It says, what is the statute of limitations on sexual assault in the state of New York? If you guys know, please answer that, because I'd like to know. Whether you Google it, I'd like to talk about that. William Purdy, hello. What William Purdy is this? Is this family William Purdy, or is this William Purdy that we've never met in person? So that's interesting. Iron Mike, got him. So this anonymous complainant is claiming that she met Tyson at a hot spot called September's, and I got this from thirstyfornews.com, right? Septembers. So if you're in the New York area, maybe you have some experience with this place called Septembers. A limo allegedly picked them up together, and they were going to pick up her friend, right? So I guess, hey, come pick up my friend. We're gonna continue this night. Okay. She claims that Mike Tyson allegedly pulled down her panties and proceeded to rape her. And according to her, she claims that she said, stop, stop, stop. Not in that same, that same cadence or inflection, but allegedly he didn't stop, according to this complainant. And she goes even further and quote saying that I have experienced extreme emotional suffering, including but not limited to nightmares, panic attacks, and flashbacks, according to this alleged rape from Mike Tyson, right? Keep in mind, Mike Tyson has served time for allegedly raping Desiree Washington. This happened in the 90s. 3 years in prison. Remember that? And yes, he also bit Evander Holyfield's ear off. I actually watched the match. It wasn't the whole ear. It wasn't the whole ear, okay? It was a good amount, a big chunk of Evander Holyfield's ear. Not that it excuses him of doing some heinous act like that, but he did it. And he was on some other type of time. Mike Tyson, back in those days, you did not want to mess with him, right? So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Mike Tyson, not the ear incident, but allegedly raping this anonymous complainant who came out of the woodwork. New York's Adult Survivor Act that they have, where everyone who allegedly was a victim to these acts can actually come out and report it. You have a 1-year window. So what are your thoughts? Did he do it? Any of you brave to call in and tell us that he did it, that you think he did it, or brave enough to say he didn't do it? So that's interesting. It's very interesting. Phone lines are open if you want to chime in or talk in. If you're comfortable chilling in the chat, let us know. But yeah, this whole the Bella situation, bone breaking action. See if we can get you here. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm in Colorado. Mike Tyson's weed is the best. Ric Flair has his coming. That's part of the Tyson's brand, Ric Flair Drip. Is it? That I did not know. That I did not know. Let's see here. I'm going to delete that. Folks, I got a lot going on here. I'm trying to get this chat right. All right, let's open you up. I'm going to get your whole chat in here. Folks, if you're new to the show, or if you've been here, as you can see, we pop your chats up. Bow. Put you on the main page for chiming in. Cheers. See, my glass is really cold. Bam. We're talking about Mike Tyson. And folks, this is bad because he just started to get back on a good foot in terms of his success, his brands, but you cannot escape the past. These acts, they do not go away. They define you as a person. There's no excuse for it if you did this. If you didn't do it, and somebody's just coming out trying to grab a bag, clout chasing, then that's a problem as well. Did he do it? Any of you guys Google that for me? Somebody Google that for me. What is the statute of limitations on sexual assault in the state of New York? This would be minus the act that they have in place right now. But I'd really like to know. You guys are tied saying that the women's revolution was neglected. So some of you feel as though it wasn't. Woo. Matthew Holland, I typically I post the shows maybe 1 or 2 days in advance. I might post a thumbnail that has no relevance to what I'm talking about. And then the day of, I'll change everything and I'll pop the topic in. But I do appreciate you checking in early, hopping into the chat. And as you can see, I responded. I respond quickly to our viewers. So thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a lot going on, folks. I do know that Wrestling Online, they posted a story about WWE's success in ticket sales. If you're unaware, I do think Raw 30 and the whole road to WrestleMania is doing great in terms of ticket sales and people looking forward to the Royal Rumble. This is Elimination Chamber. Apparently, they had to add seats. They had to add seats because Elimination Chamber, the tickets keep selling. They keep selling. They keep selling. Right now, currently at 14,000. 14,000 tickets sold. And this is going to be at Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So yeah, jumped from 13,500 tickets to 14,000. Elimination Chamber. It's pretty interesting. Now, as Elimination Chamber, I wonder if that's immediately after the Rumble, in between the Rumble and WrestleMania. I don't know. I try to keep track of these things. I do keep track of the big four: the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania. The big four, the seasonal shows, right? And they've never changed. They're staples for WWE. They've never changed. They never will. So yeah. Let's see here. Bone-breaking action. Statute of limitations, sexual abuse in New York, 20 years. Oh, okay. So perhaps this act, if it happened in 93 or 94, 20 years would be 19 years, and it would be 1 year left, perhaps. Maybe that's what's going on. But according to the article, it's New York's Adult Survivor Act. Sounds like there's specific legislation put in place in the state of New York to urge people to come forward, come forward, come forward. Sue, get the bag. Poor Mike. Poor Mike Tyson, man. That's bad. Do you feel bad for Mike Tyson? Are they coming for him? I do know they did that show on it was on Hulu. It was terrible. It was terrible. Matthew Holland, you're great with numbers and dates. Eddie Guerrero's birthday is October 9th. His dad is January 11th, 1921. Now, is this off the memory or is this Google? Because we can't see you. Could be trolling. You could be. Who knows, right? Who knows? So what wrestlers did we miss? We missed Trish Stratus, right? We missed.
I remember when I first started watching Raw, and as you all know, because some of you like to give me shit for it, that I wasn't a fan the day I was born. But I remember when I started watching Raw before I got into wrestling, and I was obsessed with the matches with Beth Phoenix and Candice Michelle and Melina and Nikki James. And that, to me, for me and my era of wrestling when I became a fan, that was Raw to me. And people have all their own memories, right? And that's why it's so important to have women represent, because for so many of the fans, they have their different eras of China, of Lita and Trish, of Melina, Mickey, Michelle, Beth, Candice, the list goes on, of those incredible women, that era. Then our era of AJ, Paige, Brie and I, and then so on. So I love that you guys are doing that hashtag, and I think you're going to start to see a lot of narratives play because people have to protect themselves, and you're going to get a lot of women blamed, and you're going to have people call them crybabies and all that. And it's like, no, we put in just as much as the effort and work, and all those women do, all of them, from every era, every person. And by the way, not just women, men too, because I think there's some male superstars that can feel a way. But like anyone who ever walks down that ramp and gets in that ring, one, they're putting their body on the line, but they have a love and passion for the business. And everyone in any job, whether it's wrestling, whether it's showing up at a desk job from 8 to 5.
All right, so you have Trish Stratus. You have Michelle McCool. You have Nia Jax. I can't say Paige. She's in AEW. She's locked up. You have, I don't know. There's so many woman legends that they could have called up and said, hey, come back. Stacy Keibler. This is Raw 30. You could have split it, have some people pop up Raw 30, have some other people pop up at what is it? Royal Rumble. And then the Royal Rumble, we may see some surprise participants, of course. Nikki James, we've seen her pop up. Matthew Holland, that's a good one. We've seen her pop up with the TNA Championship. Nikki James, maybe she shows up at the Royal Rumble again. That's a possibility. Yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy that we didn't see these people. We didn't see these stars from the Raw, Raw back in the day, Attitude Era. What legendary promo has any of these women done? Lita and Trish is about it or no? So I get the sense that Bone Breaking Action's not really feeling a woman's revolution. Is that correct? I think they had some memorable moments, especially Lita and Kane. Lita, Matt Hardy, and Edge. When Lita was with Edge, oh, they were a great team. Great team. Right? Trish Stratus, who can forget Trish and Mickey? Legendary feud. It was great. It was exciting. You wanted to see Mickey James want to be Trish Stratus, and they were great. They were both great. They were both in their primes. To see them go against each other, it's crazy. It was crazy, and it was good. It was fun to watch. So these are legends, folks. These are people that we're missing. Folks, be advised. we do have an upcoming show, I believe February 5th, and we have a surprise guest.
February the 5th, 2023, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming to you live via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It's going to be all about wrestling on this night. It's going to be all about the Thunder Horse, Michael Youngblood, and his future in professional wrestling, his return. Don't be late. You don't want to miss it. Trust me.
Michael Youngblood is the nephew of Ivan Koloff of the legendary Koloffs. So you don't want to miss that. He'll be with us February 5th. Let's go to the poll. The majority of you did feel as though WWE neglected the women's revolution at Raw 30. I do. And I didn't vote, but if I did, it would be more of a majority. And Bone Breaking Action, thanks for looking up that information on the statute of limitations in New York for sexual assault. So hopefully Mike doesn't go down. If he did it, hopefully he does. I mean, I have to be fair, and I have to feel some type of empathy for someone going through rape and experiencing that traumatic experience. So, folks, thanks for joining in. This is a short show during the week. Make sure you keep it locked. We will be back potentially on Tantalizing Tony's show on his channel on the day of the Rumble. So keep it locked. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at allaboutwrestlingnow. All of our links, our social links, are in the episode description. Make sure you check it out. There are some other links in there as well and information. If you want to get in touch with us, if you want to be on a show, hit us up. And thanks for tuning in.